space at the exact same time. Once again, welcome to the Arrogant Witch YouTube show. I am here every Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern, and I'm typically by myself, but today we are blessed to have just two, because there are many more, two of our Arrogant Witch community members who have agreed to share a little bit of their time here with us today. And part of the reason why they all prettied up for y'all is because they have been promoting their services on Instagram today. Hey, congratulations, ladies.
Thank you.
So, if you're watching this as a replay on, or live or a replay on Facebook, and you want to see these beautiful faces, you can come on over to YouTube and see Andrea and Natalie. And so today's topic is where weird loner witches connect. Again, today's topic is where weird loner witches connect. Okay. And Natalie, I think you're muted because I think you said something and I couldn't hear you.
No, your voice went down some.
Oh, the volume?
Your volume went down some. Andrea, did you catch that?
It was only when two people say something. You know how Zoom does. When two people say something. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thank you for that. So the Arrogant Witch, I am in the business of helping magical melanin witches come out of isolation and hiding and into full power so they can do the work that they came to Earth to do, be paid well, and live bone deep fulfillment. And this game of coming into full power is, what's going on? I can't hear you guys.
I'm still here. Check one, check two.
Okay, good. This business, right? Not the game of, the life of coming into full power is not something that can be done alone. Okay? Not if you're in it for the long term and not if you're in it seriously. And so the Arrogant Witch community, which is a year-long pioneering community where magical melanin witches are supported. There's the structure of weekly alchemical practices, of being in proximity, because when you're in relationship with and close to people who are identified as witches and light workers and healers, etc., then you are exponentially more likely to be able to come out of hiding and do the work that you are meant to do. And so the Arrogant Witch community serves that purpose. And today we're going to be talking about the value of proximity when you are a weird loner witch, when you have always been the weird one, when you have always been the crazy one, when you have never fit in. And then when you get beyond that phase of just always being the loner one and you start investigating who you are and getting around people who are investigating who they are and going deeper beyond why am I just beyond just being different and like, why have I always been different? What is it for me to do here? Why do I see the world in this way? Where did I get this gift of premonition? How does this work? How am I to move in the world now? What's the way that will be most beneficial for me to move in the world? And exploring and thinking in ways that the normal world does not. As I'm saying this, I'm like, there's just so much even beyond what we are doing. And we start here because it's deep work. It's, you know, it's so frightening sometimes when we're all alone. And when you are like so many of the women who either come to the 5 Death Gates presentation or they come into the Arrogant Witch community, they've been so shamed for being who they are. Like one woman who has the gift of tarot and reading people, she said her mom has always told her she was the devil. I mean, during today's presentation, she was like, my mom has always told me that that's demonic, I'm the devil, and I shouldn't do that. So when so many of us, before I have Natalie and Andrea introduce themselves, I really want to give like some real slow acknowledgements. So it's easy for me to get on here and just talk and, you know, right, and do my thing. But like the truth, like the reality, right, where the matrix of this world that is just an outgrowth of everybody's thinking, right, large pockets of people thinking a certain way and creating a culture. That's what the world is a reflection of. Large pockets of people, millions of people who share a belief, and that belief is typically constructed through what people agree with and disagree with. And what people choose to agree with and disagree with has been put into them, and then a social agreement or disagreement is put into that thing to then make it culture. Marriage was created. It's not a natural thing that we would do if culture didn't say marry, right? A lot of the ways that we move and live our lives, just the whole structure of go to college, graduate, get a job, we were told to do that. If there was no culture that said go to college, get married, we would do something else as humans. So when we live in a world that's constructed in a way that we didn't even create, like, did you create the institution of marriage? Anybody listening to me? Did you create the system where you graduate from high school, or that you even have a high school? Like, did you create the system of high school, right? And then after high school, you go to college, and then after college, you work maybe or get married, then you have 2 kids, and then you guys get a house, and then you maybe travel sometimes, right? Family vacations, and then when the kids grow up, then maybe you go live a little bit more, and then you go to Social Security. Like, that whole system, did you create that?
Mm-mm.
Not at all.
So thank you. So when we're born into a system that this is how things work, and you have this ability of premonition, you have the gift of premonition, right? And you live in a world where what we don't do, like, we didn't create the world to allow premonition to be normal, right? Yeah. We didn't create the world where we allowed being a witch to be normal, to be able to see through people, to be able to communicate with the birds, to be able to hear the future. It's just like all the magical abilities that folks have that their parents have called demonic and said that they're the devil because they're able to do that. Like, can we just really take in the fact that so many of us are fighting against that consciously and unconsciously? And so when you have been one of those ones where your parents, the church, somebody called you the devil, a demon because of your gifts, and then you retreated and pulled it back, and that then makes you a loner, right? Because you're not accepted anywhere. Nobody approves of who you are, right? Where do you go when you just cannot take the loneliness anymore? And something compels you to go find who you are, to go find your people. Something compels you, right? That's how people end up finding the arrogant witch community. And so I'd like to, I know Natalie has a great story, and both of you guys can share to the degree that you would like, but I'd like you guys first to introduce yourselves, obviously tell folks. And for the people who are here, let me know if you can hear me, because Green Goddess just said it's still down. Let me know if you can still hear me for those of you who are here. Share with us, Andrea and Natalie, how you found the Arrogant Witch community, and just anything you want to share with us, what it's been like for you in the community, and anything else you feel like the people should know.
Yes, peace, everyone. Peace, Switch, Naima, peace, Natalie. Thank you for allowing me to be here in this space. My name is Andrea. I identify as a light worker and a healer. I'm a member of the Arrogant Witch community. And the way that I found the community was actually on a Facebook, just a Facebook ad which Naima was telling and talking about owning in and understanding who you are, your full power, wielding that power. Like, what are you doing with your life is basically what I heard. That's what I heard in my head. What are you doing with your life? And you got to get it together if you want to create the reality that you would like in life. So that's how I learned about it. And I really wanted to be a part of a community where people are supporting large, earth-shattering, monumental changes, creating new realities, dimensions. I wanted to be around people that were doing that same thing. So that's why I went ahead and locked in and got started and joined for sure. Mm-hmm.
And for me, I was doing research because I recently got in touch with a community of metaphysical students and teachers. And so I went on my own search, and I did one for Black witches, and Naima's videos came up. And the more I listened, the more I felt it, and then I learned about the arrogant witch community, and I said, I got to be in there because, it's just been too long, me being out here by myself and nobody really understanding, my gifts and to be able to direct it. I've got people in the community who, are ahead of the game. So they're able to explain to me what I've been feeling all this time and how best to direct it. It's wonderful. It really is.
Man, yes. So before we go on, because I just want to, this time here today with the ladies is about with the experience of being a loner. Like, yeah. So, but before I get into that, doors to the arrogant witch community open today. Got out of a 2-hour 5 Death Gates presentation, and we had women from all over the United States and South Africa. And it's just so great to see the similarities, like that this is legit, right? That, the shit that was in my head, and I'm like, the loner, me, the lone weird chick, like, Black women ain't gonna want this. Like, that was one of my fears. Like, I can't. They're gonna tell me to get that shit out of there. Just so much drama around it. And so it's just so rewarding that the work that all of you are gonna be required to engage in, so you come out of hiding with your distinct work, that it can be done. First of all, because I did it, and that is necessary so you can attract your people the way I have attracted you. You can do this. And that's what the arrogant witch community is here to help you with. So I'm feeling really excited. I might be fumbling over my words today because I'm just feeling really electric and alive. It's a very active and energetic day today. We had several women who enrolled when we were live, and we had several more women who were like, I'm signing up tonight. I'm signing up this week. I get paid on Friday. Whoop, whoop, whoop. And doors close on Monday. So for those of you who are considering joining us, doors close on Monday, and I gave a special bonus for everybody who signed up today, all right? So take advantage of that bonus if you want to be fast forwarded to the front line to have your application reviewed this week instead of next week. So let's get into this, what it's like being a witch, a healer, a light worker, what it's like to be alone. People don't get you, you the weird chick, you the one that dudes can't quite understand. And then for other dudes who are spiritual, you're too good to be true for them. And just the life, a day in the life, like what it was like for you all, like even a year ago. Okay. So let's start with Natalie. What's it been like for you being a loner, having gifts and talents and abilities, but as you said, not having language for it? What's it been like?
Yes. It's been very isolating. I've had to kind of change and adjust myself to make myself smaller in order for other people to be able to palate me. I was doing more changing than they were because they were not willing to. So, whatever adjustments I needed to make to get along in a relationship or in a community, that's what I was doing to not feel so weird. I wouldn't express certain things that I was picking up on from other people. If some people have deja vu, so they understand that, but to feel somebody's energy when they walk in the room and be like, and for myself to move away from the person if it was not a palatable energy, or to move towards them if it was something that, it interested me. I couldn't verbalize that to the group because, then they're like, well, what's going on with you? What kind of connections do you have? Because I don't experience that, so it was very isolating to a degree.
You know what I hear when you say that? It's like when people gonna respond like that, you start shutting down your gift. Like you literally become weaker in power when you shut down in that way. What's your experience with that? What can you say about that?
yes, it affected my emotions, and in that way, what I was feeling got more cloudy. It was confused with my own internal feelings because then, I'm feeling weird. Is this not normal? This seems to not be normal because I'm the only one experiencing it. Um, and so at times, I think I was more reserved. I think I was shielding myself from other people to not have the immediate reaction that I would naturally have in their presence. And that made a difference.
Wow. Oh God. Just the thought of that makes me feel constricted. Because I know that feeling. Like you just see things, and it's like you say that to somebody, and first of all, to even say it is a thing, right? Because you don't know how they're gonna respond, how you gonna look, you know what I mean? What the response is gonna be, and then to say it, and then to have people respond like that, and it's like, well, so what do you do with that? You know what I'm saying? Like instantly, it's a closure. It's a closure. It's like another reminder that who you are naturally does not belong here. That's what that felt. Another. So then it's like I don't even want to be around people then. If don't nobody understand what I'm talking about and people don't live like this, I don't even want to be around people then. And then the loner becomes like habit. It like just becomes a way of life, right?
It does. It does.
And before you know it, you like, and I'm speaking for myself, it's like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, this is life? Like, what is this? Right? And then that's what starts to fuel the quest, right? It starts to fuel, what am I doing? Why is it like this? What am I supposed to be doing? And that shit can send your ass down a rabbit hole, can't it?
Mm-hmm. It's like I'm supposed to be existing in a bigger way than I am,
Yes.
but how can I do that?
Yeah.
If nobody understands, I'll be way out there on the limb all by myself, trying to be my full self, and I can't because yeah, they just wouldn't get it,
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And there's even a further, I feel like there needs to be another community beyond the arrogant witch community, and we'll see how that evolves. For folks who are really looking to cultivate their gifts, the deeper, more cult gifts. Right? Yeah, see, that's a whole other situation. Because I'm interested in touching planets. I'm interested in bending. Yeah, and so that's way beyond morality and way beyond good and bad and way beyond packaging your services and like that's a whole other thing. And I'm there at a deep level, and having people join me is a very different experience. It's a very right, but people have to prove themselves to even go there. There's death gates to get to that place, and so many people are bound. I was at Nordstrom yesterday, and I met a gorgeous Indian woman. I was at the Mac counter, and this woman was beautiful. She was tall, and I don't meet many tall Indian women. She was tall, she was pretty, and I could see her pretty behind the mask. Her nails were done. You could tell she's well kept. She had a nice figure. She had a sleek, well put together ponytail. She was dressed well in all black. And you know how those intuitive conversations go. And she has kids. Her oldest is 22 years old, and she very quickly we got into the fact that she felt very bound by having children. And I told her that's one of the reasons why I just knew when I was young I did not want to have kids, because I knew having children would bind me to the earth and would force me to have to make decisions for them that I didn't truly want to make. That was part of my bigger, higher path. Now, other people feel differently. They're like, my children are very much a part of my path. The thing is, tell them the truth, okay? And she was from London, and she moved to Roseville, which is where we were. And I was like, what made it worth coming here? And it was just a whole conversation. And you see, this conversation could go far and wide. So I'll pause it right there. And Andrea, tell us, who are you, darling? What's it been like for you being a light worker? Because Andrea actually doesn't identify as a witch, but what has it been like for you being a light worker and being seen, not seen, being a loner? Yes, no.
Yes. So As which Naima said, I am a light worker healer. I serve as a yoga instructor, licensed clinical social worker, mental health therapist, and a Reiki practitioner. So being a part of the Arrogant Witch community, I wasn't sure when I first signed up, like, okay, so everybody's witches, right? So I'm not a witch. So what's that gonna look like? So I didn't know what that was gonna be like at all. But what I came to understand, it's a group of non-judgmental individuals that just want to create and help and challenge each other. That's what I've noticed to be true. Thinking about being a loner, right? So when I was younger, I never wanted to accept the fact that I was a loner. That was my thing, right? So I would put myself out there. I would overcompensate. I would people please. I would be so light, love and light, right? Always, right? To try to understand and allow myself to be in society, to be in and try to make myself and bring myself down to meet the needs of the people around me. I always knew I was in control of all of my connections. I already knew the emotional intelligence that I had and this spiritual energetic connection that I had. Like, I know this person is about to leave me. Like, I know I can handle this specific crisis, and that's why they're coming to me. Like, I had knowledge beyond my years, but it was just, not accepting the fact of who it is that I am, and which was a loner, which is a person that is purposefully here for a certain reason, right? I'm here and people couldn't stay in my life. I've been abandoned left and right by people that I would get so close with, which that was definitely hard for me. But, I accepted the fact, like, I was in denial about the lonership, but now I have been a loner, but now I have a group of loners. So what does that mean? We're a collective loners together. We are collective loners.
Girl, ooh, wee. A group of loners. Girl, I love that. Child, look, we come together and then we have our loaning too. Listen, okay?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So just understanding that part of myself and understanding that I felt so in control, or tried to be in control of different people, try to be in control of different things. But I also had such an emotional, intuitive understanding of what was going on around me. So that no one was connecting to around me. Like, I felt I knew what was going to happen. I understood people's emotions and stuff. So yeah, that was me being a loner, and I had to accept that and embrace that. And that's not something that I have had to do until really coming here and embracing. Like, I remember us talking about being loners, even when I was about to join the Arrogant Witch community. And I didn't resonate with that. Like, I was kind of like, okay, like, but I'm a part of society. Like, I'm a part of society. Like, I do things that society likes, right? Naturally. So, but no, it's so much more than just me being a part of society. I ruffle feathers with my existence, right? With my continuous beam of light, with me trying to understand, or me focusing on understanding all parts of me, all dichotomies, not just the good, love, light, but the darkness, the shame, the guilt of what it is to be in this world. And we're each here for a very specific reason. I mean, for a very specific DNA work that we could carry out. So yeah, that's my journey to understanding that I'm a loner. Yeah.
What were so as I'll speak for myself. I've
Sure.
Mostly been an anti-joiner. Like, I don't join communities. You know what I mean? I've never seen a community, even the communities that I have joined, I've never felt like I was seen there, that I could really be that I could even be supported in coming into the fullness that I knew myself to be. And so I've just been like, I'm an anti, right? And so what was it like for you guys considering coming into the community? Was part of you like, I don't know, is this just another, like, even one of the women asked during the presentation this morning, so is this just like a, girls, group based, essentially that's what she is. It's just like a girls group, where we feminine goddesses who get together and support each other, like, whatever. What were your concerns, if any, or thoughts about coming into the community? And was it easy to say yes? What was your hesitancies? And what essentially made you say yes? All that.
Well, for me, because I spent so much time um, in a religious community, and I pulled myself out of that in the last 5 years. I still wanted connection because I'm a human, I wanted the connection, but it had to be more on my terms because I didn't feel like I could fully express myself where I was at. And it was tiring, it was draining. So I focused in on the fact that it was other healers, people with similar gifts to what I have, and that it's an opportunity to grow. That's what the tipping point was for me, because I wasn't, I came out of community. I said I didn't want to be on anybody's program, and it's not a program, in the arrogant witch community. We're very much individuals experiencing life with a similar understanding. It's different from having to conform to somebody's already established mores, like you said earlier. We come in as individuals. And so my concern was, that there would be acceptance once I got in there. But I jumped in because I felt the placement, like this was my time to be around people like me. I really felt that. Yeah,
Yeah.
Andrea.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's awesome. My expectations coming in, and usually I'm a community person. I'm in the community and I join different things. And I feel like, especially within the last year, with my main spiritual awakening, I had everybody literally like removed from me, right? Until I did some self work, and now I have certain tribe members I can consider, home. Um, so when I entered this space, being able to elevate myself up enough to even see which Naima's Facebook ad, when I came to this space, it was like I felt like I could just be the typical harmonizer that I am in other group settings. Like I can be the harmonizer. That's me. Okay. Like I can control this situation. I didn't control nothing coming in here. I came and it was just like, a little punch in the face, study yourself, go into your hurt and shame, another uppercut, it was just a lot of different things. And I'm just like, whoa, what is going on? But right now I can honestly say that I feel like, and I with the full moon being today, I wrote my gratitude list. And one of the things I put on there is that I'm the most powerful I have ever been in life. In my 30 years of living, the most powerful I've ever been. I call money to me. Okay. Like I make things happen. And before, I feel like I just didn't trust myself. I didn't trust myself to make decisions for myself, for me. I didn't trust myself to make decisions for me. And I'm getting chills now. So it's just like, my expectation coming into the group was just superseded so far past because of all the work we're challenged to do and all the love that's cultivated there as well. So,
God, thank you for that reflection of what's going on, girl. And Andrea, though, none of that couldn't have happened if you didn't say yes. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can have the most amazing community, but if people don't say yes, they don't get a chance to have the experience. If they don't say yes to coming in, if they don't say yes to showing up to communion, if they don't say yes to digging in and getting punched around, you know what I'm saying? Saying yes to what it is that they want, then deciding to go further to put their packages together and get visible and sell their services. Like, you got to say yes. You know what I'm saying? It's here for you. This is here for you now. This is here for you now. There's no in the future or when I get this. It's now. Okay? So you just shared, because my next question was going to be, so what's it like for you now being in the community? And Andrea already shared. She said uppercuts. Damn. Uppercuts and whoop-de-whoop and wow. You know what I'm saying? And this is why I do the 5 Death Gates presentation, because I want people to know what they're signing up for. No, this is not just some nice goddess community where we support each other because Black women need a safe space to go and talk about and commiserate. And no, darling, we are burning off all the shit that keep you at basic Black woman levels. When you know you meant to fill up bigger spaces, you know you meant to create more, have more, do more. Like if you know that's for you, now you think you want to try and see, you hope. But if you know, like so many of the women who were just on the 5 Death Gates presentation, who were like, I have known. One woman said it so clearly, I was like, who else? Who else? Who else? She said it so clearly. She was like, I know I'm meant to get rich with my magic. Duh, exactly. She said, I know I'm meant to, she said it not rich, because everybody loves to talk about how they rich in the spiritual realm. I know I'm wealthy. I'm wealthy in the spiritual realm. Can't produce a dime here on earth. How do you take your power in the spiritual realm and bring forth financial gain and profits in the material physical realm? Okay? As above, so below. You created so. So the arrogant witch community is where you learn to create it so. And because you're using Andrea's language, which I co-signed, by the way, uppercuts, getting dirty. Like another woman said today when I said, how do you define being a pioneer? Because one of the 5 death gates that you must walk through is you must commit publicly to being a pioneer. Admit that, live that, and commit to living uncomfortably for the rest of your life. And I said, what's a pioneer? She said, one lady said, being the first to get dirty. Being the first to get dirty and put it out there. And arrogant witch women, we get dirty. We get dirty. And like you own the devil that you are. There is no, all of these people talking about evil eye, that's you out of power. Evil eye, bitch, this is what I told everybody today during the presentation. Because all the emails that I get from women saying, oh, my child's father cursed me. My mother cursed me. I've been under spiritual attack for the last year and a half. Whoop-de-whoop. You know why? Because you have not admitted the devil that you are. That's why. You so busy talking about how you so wealthy in the spiritual realm and my ancestors guiding me. What ancestors is guiding you if you can't even afford the life that you know you meant to live? And I told them, when you literally give yourself over to what you came to planet Earth to do, this is a submission, this is a surrender, this is a deeply humiliating, like it's humbling. It's humiliating to give yourself over to what you were born for. When you do that for real, the protection you get, a talisman can't fuck with it. Your oils, your pendants, your eye necklace you want to wear, all of the symbols of protection you put around the house can't touch the protection that you get when you admit that you are the devil, that you are the demon, that you are the God, that you are Satan, that you are the enemy, and you are the goddess, you are the God, you are the all. Fuck your protection oil. Fuck your talisman, your spells, all that weak ass, new age, old ass spirituality you motherfuckers is doing. You bring respect and submission to what you came to earth for. You summon every fucking body and everything that will swallow a goddamn talisman and your oil and your protection shit around your house and your altar and all your shits. Every spiritual person you know got a goddamn altar, struggling like a motherfucker. What does that tell you? You've been praying to your ancestors for the last 20 years, but you can't afford to go on no goddamn trip to Hawaii. You've been getting down on your knees to Allah for the last 15 years, but you stank and you scared to get visible with what you came here to do. Fuck you. And I mean that shit with all of me. The real protection requires submission and humility. All your binds, you motherfuckers is bound like a motherfucker talking about you doing what you, get the fuck out of here. Arrogant witch is the holy grail. And like I told them today, half of y'all ain't even gonna make it. Half of y'all who's signing up for the arrogant witch community ain't gonna make it. Because you're gonna find out along the way that this is actually where your stopping point is. I don't care how loud and shit you get on YouTube about you a god and you a goddess and you get up under the full moon on the beach tonight with your yoni steam and your white outfit with your altar and your bonfire about how you protected and the ancestors is guiding you and whoop-de-whoop. What is you creating here on this green earth? That's really of highness. That's really creating a whole new reality that the world has yet to see with your black ass. You niggas can go to hell. So if you about that real power, that is deeply uncomfortable. You gotta, like I told them today, you gotta die to who you think you are to become who you know you are. All your cute Instagram goddess shit, you wanna do some videos because you in the mood. How about you really pioneer some shit and take the daggers so you can help the people all over the world whose lives will be transformed being in your presence and working with you? How about you do that? What y'all got to say?
That's the real having no weapons form against you prospering, because you're fully in your power and you deflect that automatically. Everything, it's an energy game. And a lot of people don't hold their energy consistent enough to have it be a reality for them.
And you know what? Just some people just aren't pioneers. And that's that. And if that's that, then that's that. But if you have that conviction within yourself that you're here to do X, Y, and Z, what are you creating? Why is this a hobby for you? Why are you not putting intentional effort towards the creation? What are you waiting for? That's and I'm talking out loud, but that's me talking to past inner Andrea. Like, what is it that I was waiting for? But I'm such a healer. I'm this, I'm that, which I'm all these amazing things. But how can anything happen with me sitting down on my butt, not doing anything, not putting intentional effort somewhere? It doesn't make sense. Where energy does not flow, nothing grows. Period. Yeah.
I got a shit ton of, I got over 50 comments on one of my ads, and most of them is people calling me devil, wanting your soul, Jesus is coming, shit along them lines, right? When y'all start being whole, which is what the arrogant witch community supports you in doing. Wait a minute, hold on. So, dark and light, right? All of us are, I say, mostly aware of the light that we are, how helpful and kind that we are, how spiritual we are, right? How loving and how much we are. And yet somehow, when it comes time to admit the very real other side of us, this is not fiction. This is actually a part of who you are. When I say you, I mean every human being walking the planet. Because in the right conditions, we all will kill somebody. Let your life be threatened. You will feel valid in asserting yourself to protect yourself. You will feel like it's okay, right? So it's in you to kill each and every one of us, okay? If a man is trying to rape you, you are going to defend yourself. If there's an object nearby where you can obstruct him, once you obstruct him with it, you will feel justified in doing that. Justified or not, there's something in you that is able to inflict harm on another human being. Inflicting harm on another human being is considered bad, wrong, whatever, immoral, right? But it's in you. You may or may not act on it depending on the circumstance, but it's in you. And like I told the ladies today during the presentation, wherever you run from a part of you, and you say, that's not me, that's, right? Like one of the women, it's a sneaky thing. She was talking about these things, she was talking about things she doing. She's like, and I humbly say, and I caught it. Why did you feel the need to sneakily inject the word humbly, right? And it's because people around her call her arrogant, she said, for being who she actually is, which is confident, knowing who she is. The kind of women she says she was raised by, right? And so she backs down from that though, right? But that's what attracted her to the arrogant witch community, because this part of her that she's been rejecting around some people, she no longer wants to reject it because she recognizes how that's keeping her out of power. And she knows the money that she can make, that she has been making, that she wants to multiply. She's in Atlanta. And she's like, I was so attracted to that. She said, when I saw that, I was like, yes, me, that's for me. She signed up today. Y'all gonna meet her. Because I feel pretty certain her application will be approved. Powerful. When she spoke, I said, your voice. Another woman who signed up, who's coming from up under religious trauma, was like, I heard it too. See, and that's proximity. Powers start getting near each other and shit start quickening and multiplying. You see? This is why you come into the arrogant witch community. So the point is, you run from yourself. I asked the women, how many of you are highly sexual? Bunch of hands went up. How many of you hide your sexuality? Bunch of hands went up. That is out of power. That's keeping you out of power. Another woman, 48 years old today. She got up and, I was calling on people because people was there and I'm reading people's energy, right? People quiet, but they camera on, I'm looking at them and I can see it like jumping out at the screen. They're not saying nothing, but their energy is just jumping out at the screen, right? And I'm like, I call on this woman, right? And she unmutes her line and she's telling us who she is. And she's talking and she's like, because I'm like, fuck all y'all, right? And I grabbed it. Okay, pause right here, right? And I said, this is what you're going to do, right? And I challenged her for a week on Instagram to do an IG live series that's called Fuck All Y'all, I Don't Care What Y'all Think. Girl, when I tell you, everybody was just in her. Yes!
Mm-hmm.
She like, and this is exactly the thing I've been scared of, but I know I need to do it. And I said, do you commit honestly to doing that for 1 week? She's like, I'm scared, but yes, I'm going to do it. I said, email me. I said, and if you don't do it, I don't ever want to see you again. She was like, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. And everybody was like, yeah, oh God, yeah. And that thing she said, and this has been my biggest fear, visibility. See, you run from it, you out dead. You finish. So she's gonna do that. I said, your life is going to change. You show up on camera, IG live for a full week every day. And I told her exactly how to present everything, how to open up her video and everything. This is my series. Fuck y'all, I don't care what y'all think about me. This is your topic, this is your topic, this is your topic, this is your topic. She like, she signed up to be a member. Confront everything that you fear. Everything. Head on. Then she tried to be like, well, do it need to be live or can I do it live? Live. You see how the sneaky ways we
run? Yeah, you like to put people on live now. Which you like to do that with the quickness, okay?
Because it's alchemy. It is alchemy. It's undeniable. People looking at you right there face to face with the tension and the sweating and your power and your presence and being witnessed. It's alchemy on the spot, real time, right there. It's your ticket to freedom. It's a ticket. There's many tickets. That is a ticket to freedom. Freedom of expression, freedom of being who you really are, the willingness to be witnessed, to be willing to magnetize, to connect with people. Let me read these comments right quick. A goddess queen says, she said something that resonates with me, not trusting myself. That's what I'm doing, shadow work. Very good. Rochelle, hey girl, hey. Love you too, girl. What else would you guys like to say? Shout out to Facebook. Hey, y'all. You guys want to add anything?
A lot of what we end up having to do is shrugging off the programming that's been given to us in order to function in society and, go along to get along and have it work out the way somebody else has set it up to work out. So you got to be willing to let go of a lot of stuff that, it's been ingrained as this is how it's supposed to be, but this is not how it has to be. So you got to be ready to do that. And it's okay. And you're not by yourself.
Exactly. We're not, especially if you're in the arrogant witch community. Like the video, you guys, please. Like the video.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, I think a lot of people feel like they're experts of their own success, but haven't put themselves in a position to be successful. Wow. If that makes sense. So people can just be stagnant, being like, yes, all I have to do is boom, 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 boom. Okay. We'll do it. One. But being a part of the arrogant witch community and being around people that are so powerful, so strong, that are already doing everything, it's like you have to rise to the occasion. Or like which Naima says, you are not making it. You're not going to make the cut. And people have been cut. I mean, they cut themselves or they get cut, whatever. So it's up to us to have that humble approach, to be able to come and enter in like, okay, I am the expert of my own life. We have all the answers inside of us, but we have to tap in. This is one way that we can cultivate the light, the fire, the reckoning, the understanding, the enlightenment of who we are, being around people that are doing the exact same thing. So I just value and appreciate and thank you, Wish Naima, for actually just putting all of this together, because this has been so short-lived. I haven't been here for 2 months, maybe not even 2 months, not a month. But I'm about to I'm shooting out packaging, y'all. I have formulated everything that I need to do because I am tired of not living up to my potential of who I am, just because I don't take the time to carve out stuff. It's because I'm people pleasing. I'm pouring more into people than I am myself. It's not fair. It's just not fair. So yeah, just thinking about what am I doing and how am I doing it, right? What is my intention? Am I just a leaf just drifting in the wind, or am I a ship with sails? Am I anchored and I'm going the direction I want to go? And that's what I choose to do right now. Yeah.
So glad you guys are here. I really honor the women who have sat in a 5 Death Gates to Full Power presentation, and after hearing me share the things that I share, still saying yes. Women who have been so tired for so long, who have, parents have told them that they're the devil in a nasty way, women who have, been under different kinds of just trauma from so many different places for so long. Special shout out to all the women who are over 40 saying yes to the arrogant witch community. It's a big, big deal. It's such a big deal. It is such a big deal. And this is just the beginning. Like, this is there's so much work to do. That's why one of the death gates is a commitment to the long game, because you give yourself over to this for the rest of your life, because it's in your DNA anyway. I mean, it's not like, what you gonna do, you know? And it is just so extraordinary. Like, I get on here and I do my, talks and my trainings and all the things that I do, because I'm a businesswoman. I'm in the business of doing this, and I'm constantly reminded of what a big fucking deal this is. And this is evidence that you are meant to get rich through your magic. For all the women who were on the presentation today and raised their hand saying they've always known that they were meant to be financially rich. Not none of this new age shit y'all be talking about where y'all rich in the spiritual but can't produce down here. Lies. There's a disconnect somewhere. But who know that you are meant to be rich physically with the magic that you possess. Me doing this is evidence of it. Evidence, and you can do it. Right? You get into the full power, you can do it. You give yourself over to it time and time and time again, you can do it. You get in proximity with other folks who are committed to the long game, you can do it. You say yes, 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 and die off to your old self over and over and over again. Yes, you can do it. And guess what? It is meant for you to do it. It's meant for you to do it. Like, all the resources are here. It is meant for you to do it. You can do it. You just have to agree to it. And the 5 death gates is a big part of what you're agreeing to, a huge part. And it gives you everything you need, non-materially first. Because if you don't have the protection from the spiritual realm, forget about it. Like, if you're not really connected at that level and you've done your vows secretly and none of us have to know about it, you made your vows, you unbind yourself from the ways of the world, and you start telling the truth, making difficult decisions, moving forward in that way and really give yourself over. I'm telling you, you get a power, you get a volition that you just cannot get anywhere else. You get a clarity of thought. You get a spaciousness of heart. You get an awareness of your presence here on earth. I was in the bed this morning, there's another word beyond overwhelmed. We're just like, I'm in a body. Like, the force that I am is in a body. Like, I have organs. Like, I have a heart and bones and liver and uterus. I get a chance to do this human thing. And then you guys do recognize that this human thing ends for you at some point, right? Like, you're here now in a body, and then you're gonna leave this body. And what do you want to do? What will you do with the time you have left in this body? I make so many decisions from my deathbed. So many, like when I'm deciding if I'm gonna do this, if I'm gonna contact this person, if I'm gonna create this, if I'm gonna give my time and attention to this, how will I feel about this in my last week on earth? And I'm imagining, right? I'm bringing the future into now. How would I feel about this in my last 6 months on earth? Will I regret not doing this? When I think about this in my old years and think back to me doing this or not doing this, will I be glad that I did it? Will I even care? And if in that moment, I truly think that I will regret not doing this when I'm rocking or sitting wherever I'm gonna be sitting at 99, sometimes I feel like I'm not gonna live that long because I'm going full throttle and I just wanna be done when it's time for me to go. I'm going full throttle. I'm not fucking around with my existence here. And I wanna know that when I'm in my last week on earth, because I feel like I'm gonna know that I'm getting ready to die. When I'm in my last month, when I'm in my last 6 months, I want to be so fulfilled. I want to know that I went full fucking throttle, that I didn't let nothing here on earth bind me, that I didn't let a judgment, I didn't let a circumstance, I didn't let a feeling, I didn't let a relationship, I didn't let a circumstance, that I didn't let nothing bind me and make me not do the thing or behave in a different way. I want to know fully. That is what I care about most. That I really did what I came here to do. Really. That I didn't talk about it. I didn't get on YouTube and get all fancy and cute, but that I really fucking did it. In the face of getting punched, in the face of getting called the devil, in the face of being rejected, in the face of all of it, I want to know that I really went full throttle. And even as I say this more, I'm feeling the more that's required of me. The more and the more and the more. And the death that's required of me also. Like, I'm willing to kill anybody who gets in the way of the fullness of me, including myself. Me and you, we are here in this body, and when it's over, it's over. Really sit down tonight and take that in. Your death is guaranteed. What is important to you to have, do, or be before you expire here on this earth? If you know the Arrogant Witch community is for you, sign up today. Move with that energy of knowing. Let it compel you to move forward. Again, when you sign up tonight, before midnight Eastern, your application gets to the front of the line, meaning it'll be reviewed this week instead of next week. So everybody who enrolls after today, your application will be reviewed next week. And if it's approved, you come into our alchemical communion on the 4th of October, which is 2 weeks from today. When you sign up today, before midnight Eastern, your application is reviewed this week. And if it's approved, you come in next Monday, a week from today. And the ladies are so excited to meet you. Everybody has been informed that doors are opening today, that new members are coming in. You'll be warmly welcomed. You'll be able to gather and start burning off things next week. So this speed that you've heard the ladies talk about here today, if you have been asking for a quantum leap, if you have been asking for radical change, you're looking to change now, have more now, do more now, be more now. The vortex of the Arrogant Witch community is for you, and you get a chance to be in that vortex next Monday when you sign up today and your application is approved. Okay. So ladies, thank you so much for your presence today. I know you're busy and you gave me some of your time. Thank you so much. Do you have any words in closing?
This is an opportunity to grow in a directed way with company, people who will support you in your weirdness, who will comfort you in your loneliness, because you don't have to do it all by yourself. And we understand where you're coming from most of the time. So, and you can inform us about the rest of it. But yeah, this is an opportunity to really grow and develop something that you can't do by yourself.
Yeah. And what I'll say for our parting words is I am committed to the long game, period. And I cannot wait to see who else is committed with me. So that's it.
So we're actually meeting today in about an hour. So I'm going to go quickly get some lunch and refresh and all that good stuff. Everybody who's here right now, whether you're live or watching as a replay, thank you for watching. Share this video, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and submit your application today if you know the Arrogant Witch community is for you. Thank you so much. And Andrea and Natalie, I like Natalia. Andrea and Natalie, I'll see you in about an hour inside of our communion. Thank you so much, everybody. Bye.
Yes, peace, y'all.